Good morning, Vietnam. No, that's the wrong movie. Hello, everyone. Welcome to People Drinking Coffee. I'm Jamie Cinq-Mars, and this is Natalie Angersani. Hi,
Hey,
Natalie.
morning, Jamie.
How are you today?
Actually, it's a good day here. Um, I hear you. I hear my voice through your speakers, by the way.
You hear mine. Now you're hearing your voice through mine.
I hear mine through yours.
What? Oh,
Okay. Um,
interesting. Hmm.
you know what? People drinking coffee is not about technical stuff. People drinking coffee is about us just getting together, sharing our coffee, and spending some time together. So I'm not going to worry about it.
We'll figure it out.
That's all. We will figure it out. Um, anyway, so how are you today?
I'm remarkable. Today is a good day. I was on the phone with somebody in Russia just before I started, which is why we're a little bit late here today. I didn't want to miss. Pardon me. I did not want to miss the call because I'd been trying to connect with this person for a couple of weeks. As you know, the time in Russia is a little bit different than it is here, so I needed to line up my our timing, and he just happened to be sitting still for 5 minutes, so I managed to get on the phone with him, and so that was really cool. It's always neat to talk to somebody in a different part of the world. So,
Isn't that fabulous though when you think about it? Here we are with the opportunity to connect and work with people from all over the world, whereas years ago, before the internet became the marketing guru that it is for all of us,
yeah,
you either emailed somebody if you were that savvy, or you met with them in an office, or you walked across the street and met with them. And now it's like it's unlimited. You can work with people in whatever country,
yeah.
whatever part of the world, and what's I think great is like you and I sitting or having our coffee and we're talking and we share ideas, or we share things about family or friends or whatever. But it just expands the mind when you're working with people from different cultures, different backgrounds, and I see it as endless possibilities.
Oh, the potential is crazy. I mean, even today, for the first time, I, Mr. Technology over here, used Facebook. It was a Facebook phone call. I don't even know what to call it. Like Facebook Messenger call, I guess they call it. I don't even know.
Okay.
But I had never used one before. But it was the most convenient way for him to connect with me because he could use the internet and not make. We didn't have to worry about long distance phone calls, and um, because I'm um, in my home, I was able to. I'm capitalizing, of course, on my own Wi-Fi, so there's no worries about that either. And it was a seamless call. There was no. It didn't. I'm not sure what I expected because I use Skype, and that is clearly the same sort of thing. But yet, when I was making this call, I somehow expected it to be different. And when I got onto the call, and it was just clear, it was crisp, there was no lag, there was no. Him and I were just having a normal conversation, like he was sitting, in his apartment here in Winnipeg, because he's originally from Winnipeg, but so it was it was fascinating because, like you said, it connects the world. And when we talk about the whole premise of people drinking coffee, the idea is just it's people connecting and getting together. And one of the things that you know that network marketing has always been a big proponent of is that you got to contact family and friends, and you have to be very, you know, uh, in your warm market kind of thing. And the real uh, things have shifted. It's almost like a paradigm of shift because the fact remains that you don't need to talk to anybody at all anymore if you don't want to when it comes to your network marketing company. You can just literally expand your business all over the globe and just build it wherever the people want to experience whatever product or service that you're selling. Right? You
Okay.
don't have to go knocking on your neighbor's door to door and have to sell it locally because that's the only way that it used to work. You had no other options. Now it's just global. It's Facebook and online marketing and advertising, and it's just a different concept. Do you have interest? Great, go check out the website. Well, tell me about it. What I'm telling you is that you need to go check out the website. That's what you need to do. Go check out the website. And when you check out the website will tell you everything you need to know, and you can make a decision. And if you decide you want to either A, purchase products or services, or B, build the business of your own, then we can get in contact and we can work together, right? But it just gives you that space where you can continue to move forward with your brain's lost it there. Move forward with your goals. Yeah.
Well, then you know what we need to think about down the road? How about an international coffee meeting where
we're already international?
Well, we're on the same continent, right?
Oh, intercontinental.
That's it. Intercontinental coffee shop.
There you go. Yeah, we should just rename it. I'm going to Google it. We should just go do a GoDaddy search right now. The Intercontinental Coffee Shop. I'm Googling it. I'm not. GoDaddy. You got to take the floor. I'm going to GoDaddy this right now. How things in the desert? Are they still dry and hot or what?
Oh, it's hot, and we've got a drought here in California that has made it real tough on everybody. And I live in a community, well, in the valley I'm in, there are more golf courses here than anywhere in the United States. And they're dying because, you got to keep those golf courses green.
Right, of course. Yeah, if they're yellow, it doesn't really kind of look the same. It doesn't look the same flare.
Yep.
Well, and then, in order to keep them green, we're using a whole crap load of water, which is probably, not exactly
right.
But everybody likes to see, right? So you have that. Well, look at that. Intercontinentalcoffeeshop.com is available. Worldwidecoffeeshop.com also available. Magical. The Worldwide Coffee Shop. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that we have we have whatever date time where we set this up, and we have it so that the attendees can we just make this massive hang-up. It would just get to a point where I think it would be unmanageable. You'd have to limit it to like the first 10 people who arrive, or 8 people who arrive, or whatever. That they're the only ones that are on the are in the coffee shop. It'd be like trying to get 100 people to sit around a table,
right,
have a conversation. It just won't work. But you can sit down 6 to 8 people and banter back and forth about what's going on in the world, and then you can maybe not what's going on in the world. We don't really need to talk about that.
No.
Let that unfold onto its own. But
yes.
Not the place for our coffee shop anyway.
No.
But it's true though. It would be quite fascinating. So hey, Natalie, tell me.
Yes, Jamie.
I know it's early in California.
Yes, it is.
However, I know that you've been awake for about 3 hours.
Just about. You're right. Yes.
So, see, I know my audience. You've been awake for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Tell me, what has been the best part of your day so far?
That first cup of coffee.
It could be anything, and that's legitimate. Here's the thing. It's fascinating. I honestly, I'm trying to remember where I heard this or read this, because it's kind of stuck in my brain. It's kind of become my thing to do recently.
Okay.
I find it extremely fascinating that when I come across people that are grumpy in general, that when you ask them that question, they smile almost immediately. Even if they don't know the answer, they start to smile because their brain starts to process, okay, what's good? Because I asked them a direct question that forces their brain to produce the answer. Mm-hmm. So immediately it changes their demeanor, which is fascinating because, again, I'm fascinated by people in general. And this pen is bugging me. I want a different pen. I don't like that. That's better. So So anyway, I asked these questions. So here's a good example. And thank you for answering. 2 observations. First observation, yesterday, I had to take my mom to the airport because she was going to Prince Edward Island on the east coast of Canada. So in order to get to Prince Edward Island, it's a small province with a small airport in their capital city of Charlottetown. So you only really fly in a couple of times a day. It's not like this busy airport. So she had to fly from Winnipeg to Toronto and then connect in Toronto to Charlottetown. Okay. So we arrived at the airport and we're scanning at one of the kiosks and it just wouldn't let her in and said she needed to talk to an agent. So we went and talked to somebody and they said, well, there's maintenance delay on her flight out of Winnipeg. And it's going to be more than 2 hours. But she's like, I'm pretty sure I only have an hour to connect in Toronto. And she goes, yeah, that's probably why it's making you go see somebody because they have to figure out how they're going to get you to Charlottetown. So okay, we're like, all right, whatever. So we go to get in line, which was already fairly long. And so we ended up in line. And there's only like 2 agents working this whole mess. Because, I mean, they're scheduling for not – like most people will stand in line and they'll start going, why don't they have more people on? And they get into that stupid place where they think about themselves and only themselves. When the fact remains is that WestJet did not plan for this to happen.
Right.
So they did not schedule 15 people to sit in the green room while they waited for problems to arrive.
Right.
So that they could say, okay, everybody go, we need you all at the kiosks now. It doesn't work like that. They scheduled 2 people because smooth sailing is what they expect, and things happen. And let me tell you, my mom was getting on the plane. Take as much time as you need to do the maintenance on that plane. You need 4 hours, take 4. Just get the damn plane working properly before you put her in the plane. So that's what I'm asking. So that's so anyway. I mean, I approach things with a different mindset. I understand that shit happens, for lack of a better phrase. Yeah. But and my mom and I are both similar mindset from that perspective. So we start discussing what the potential, whether she could fly out or go to Montreal or go to Ottawa or go here or go there, or maybe I said, well, maybe you have to spend a night in Toronto. I don't know. It depends on, how I only learned about these, like how Charlottetown flies yesterday because I've never been there. So needless to say, it's about a half-hour wait in line. It was at least a half hour. Because again, it was just the 2 of them and they're doing their best. And you could see, because I was watching, because I don't just randomly stand in a group of people. I watch them. So I was watching them, and you could see that there was a little bit of stress on the agent's face because they were really trying to figure out they were trying to solve people's problems. And every group of 3 and 4 people. My mom's flying by herself, right? So she's probably the easiest fix they're going to have, right? But we're 15 deep in line, so we won't get there till after all the complicated people are done. And you can see some of the passengers were not exactly very, polite, and some of them were, although polite, very demanding. So it was just, I was just watching and learning and observing and having a conversation with my mom about all the potential possibilities, and that, continue to, So we finally get there, talking to. So I walk up to the counter and ask him. I say, "Hey, Jerry," because I'd already figured out his name because he had a name tag and I'd been in line long enough to read it. So I say, "Hey, Jerry, how are you doing?" and that's a bad question. And I knew it was because I had thought about how I was going to approach the counter depending on who I got to see, because I had the time to think about, well, if we end up at this person's counter, this is how I'm going to, So anyway, I got to Jerry. I said, "How are things going? Or how are you doing?" And he just kind of looked up and he smiled, and I said, "Here, let me ask you a question before you answer that one. Or let me ask you another question before you answer that one. Tell me, what has been the best part of your day?" And he paused and he looked at me like I was crazy for a second. And then I said, "Clearly it's not this." So so he laughed, and that kind of broke the tension a little bit. And then he paused for a minute, and I said, was your first cup of coffee, was it good? I was just trying to entice him to start keeping the thought process going. And sure enough, he starts to tell me something, and he said something, or no, first he said, I'm looking forward to going home. I said, well, that could be the best part of your day, sure. And then he laughed, and then he thought, then he, no, you know what it is? It's taking it's the opportunity to deal with customers like you. And I'm like, well, that's not what I was fishing for, Jerry. But I said I do appreciate it, thank you. But what I had noticed is that because I've been doing this, this is the second observation now, is that when I ask that question, there has been a very high percentage of people that refer to the fact that I've asked them the question. And I find that fascinating. People just want someone to give a shit about how their day is going.
And listen to them.
Just, we're also self-absorbed, wandering around the world, don't give a crap about anybody. And, when you take 2 minutes, the other day I was walking through the Forks Market, and it was a big festival going on, so there's a lot of those people that are in security, so they're kind of just standing there by themselves for the most part. And this one woman was sitting there, and arms crossed, like she was just sitting on a bench, just arms crossed, kind of looked a lot like this. Wasn't looking around, wasn't, engaging with the people. So as I walked up, I was close enough that she kind of just moved her head up a little bit, and I just said, "Hey, how's your day going?" "Oh, it's going really good." She perked up. But that's all people want. They just want somebody there. Make an effort. That's all. Make an effort. We're all in this together.
That's right. That's right. And whether you're a coffee drinker or a tea drinker, or you just want plain water, getting together and talking and sharing ideas is the great way of getting the crap out of your head.
Yeah, you got to move it around, They're not tea drinkers, they're teetotalers.
Teetotalers. Why teetotalers? I wonder. Oh, I got to look up that word maybe, Jamie. Why they called teetotalers?
Because I'm a coffee drinker just sounds more, I'm a coffee drinker. I'm a tea drinker. Not so much. Tea sounds so dainty.
Teetotaler, the definition of teetotaler. Okay, hold on. Here's our learning lesson for the day, right? A teetotaler is one who abstains completely from alcoholic beverages.
I did not know that.
Nor did I.
Look at that, you learn something new.
Oh, and so there, as a noun, how about this? Teetotalism, the principle of practice of total abstinence from intoxicating drink.
Really?
Whoa!
It has nothing to do with tea.
And nothing to do with tea.
Well,
whoa.
For those of you listening today, you're welcome. Because I tell you right now, that phrase I have heard used incorrectly for my entire life.
That's right. Wow.
This is the first thing that came to my mind when you said tea drinkers. I'm like, no, teetotalers. I'm like, but that's not even accurate.
That's right. So maybe, Jamie, I wasn't wrong with tea drinkers.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I just thought that maybe we should segregate them from the coffee drinkers. That's all. Wow. I guess we should be more inclusive. I like tea. How's that? All right, I admit it. I drink tea.
Yeah.
I also drink coffee, but
now I
drink slim roast coffee. That's what I do.
You know what? I don't have a fondness for iced coffee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you drink? Well, mind you, living in the drought-ridden desert over there, you'd think iced coffee would be top of your list.
I would think so.
Yeah. You just go stand out in the 115-degree temperature and drink your hot coffee.
Well,
you know what? Cool. It never gets cool when you go outside, right? You sit there, put it on the picnic table, and it just stays hot.
I was at a Starbucks the other day. You've heard of Starbucks, of course.
Yes, we've heard of Starbucks. We live in Canada, not Siberia.
And somebody ordered a iced caramel macchiato. And I've had that as a hot drink. I've not had it as an ice drink. And it was somebody I was with, as it turns out. So I tasted it, and it tasted fine. There was nothing wrong with the taste. But somehow in my brain, I equate coffee with hot drinks. I
I
just
like it
can't.
both ways.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
just.
do. I like it both ways. I am, and with the hardest thing for me to accomplish when I go to like a Starbucks or some other coffee shop, when I want iced coffee, is that they want to mix it with something. I'm like, no, literally just pour the black coffee into some ice cubes. That's what I'm looking for, right? And they're like, so, oh, you don't want any sweetener? Oh, you don't want any cream? You don't want this? You don't want that? You don't want this? You don't want that? I'm like, no, just the coffee and some ice, please. That's all I want.
I am going to try, because I say that because I don't see me doing it, but I'm going to make the effort. I would like to start drinking my coffee without mixing any creamer in it.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying because I'm also have been over the course of the last, we'll call it 8 years, because in 2008 was when I did my first healthier lifestyle,
Yeah.
journey. Like I guess that's where it launched it. But, it's been up and down and whatever. But when I started, or before I started that, I used to drink my coffee. If I would go somewhere to get it, it was always at least two cream. No sugar. I was never a sugar drinker, but always two cream, two or more. One of the first things I did when I started to make different choices
Mm-hmm.
was to go down to one cream. So I went down to one cream, and that's kind of where I've hovered at one cream from then. It's sometimes black. If there's only milk available, then I'll definitely, I drink black if it's only milk available, because I don't like milk in my coffee because I think it just makes it look like brown water.
Right.
Or not brown water. It just makes it. It has this weird dirty water. Makes it look like dirty water
Yeah.
when you add milk to it versus cream. But anyway, what I have found in the during that period of time, the black coffee is really dependent on the quality of the coffee. The better quality coffee, I find I can make black much easier.
Okay.
And lower quality coffee definitely is needing a cream just to get it into that space. But if you think about how much cream you have, start with just using half as much.
Yeah. 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 I used to when I first
Oh, you
started
lost
drinking.
your. Oh no, that's my speaker. Never mind.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I used to put both cream and sugar in my coffee, and
Oh,
at the point that I was starting to put coffee in my sugar, I realized that no, it doesn't. It's not good. This is
yeah.
not good for you.
Well, I figure if you need to put that much crap in your coffee, then you shouldn't probably drink coffee.
Right.
Because what's the point? You're not even tasting it. I know there's some of the guys I know they drink triples with, so it's like three cream, three sugar, and I'm like, I've accidentally taken a sip of theirs versus mine, and I'm like, oh my god, what is this? This isn't coffee.
Yeah.
You can't taste the coffee. It's like, oh man. But anyway, it's to each their own, right? They have whatever they want. But when we're looking for, we've talked about the compound effect before. The book by
Simon.
Darren
Oh, Darren Hardy.
Hardy. Yeah, he his book is the compound effect. It just talks about this little things like if you take that cream and you go like I was one and I went down, or two and I went down to one.
Right.
There's an actual caloric number you can attach to that one cream that I took out. And if I have 3 coffees a day, that's that, and you
Oh, sure. Yeah.
compound it over the course of a year. If I change nothing else about my lifestyle, I would probably lose weight. Like it's really that simple. But at the same time, we just can't make that. Part of the problem is, and we talk about the mindset. That's kind of what we do. I mean, even just the little conversation I had about the airline and asking people
Mm-hmm.
what's the best part of their day. I mean, it's all about creating that break in their mindset that, oh, wait a minute, some good things did happen in my day, right? So before you told me about your plan, you preceded it with, I can't see myself. That just means it's never going to happen. Just because when you say you can't see yourself, then you're not actually going to.
Right, because I'm not visualizing.
Right. You have to have a vision of yourself sitting there drinking coffee that's black in order for it to actually be something that's possible for your subconscious. I mean, think about you've heard the captain of the crew, right? You've heard that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's essentially what's happened there. And you bring it in, I'm going to try and drink my coffee with black, and your subconscious goes, no, you can't do that. No, that's not how it works, Captain, we can't do that. That we know, and then you pour the cream in.
Isn't it amazing, Jamie, that how basic, and I'm not minimizing it, but how basic a concept that is, and yet it is probably one of the hardest things for us to learn?
Well, what I found interesting was over the weekend, and I'm going to...
Are you watching the clock?
I am. I'm taking a peek here. I'm going to tell this quick story. I'm going to try and make it quick. I'm not usually good at quick stories, but we'll try.
Jamie and a quick story. That doesn't...
No, they don't jive, right? So I'm going to go over this weekend. I was at a workshop, and one of the things they talked about was the captain and the crew. It actually came up, which I was fascinated by because I thought I knew the originator of the captain and the crew. Anyway, so what they added to it that was different from the way that I'd heard it before was they opened it up with the premise that in our early stages in life, right, when you're born, you have no conscious mind, right? So if you're familiar with the captain and the crew, there's a circle, draw a line through it. The bottom half of the circle is your subconscious. The top half of the circle is your conscious mind. Captain, crew. Okay, so then the bottom of the circle is your subconscious mind. When you're born, all of us, every last one of us, when we're born, we have no conscious mind. We don't know what's coming in. We don't know. The conscious mind is you're consciously listening to what I'm saying, and whether or not it enters your subconscious mind that's what's happening later. But when you're born, you have no conscious mind. So everything you hear, everything that is experienced around you, all the noises, the sound, the people, the actions, the physical body language that's happening around you, all that is going in directly into your subconscious. And then over time, some of those things end up being viruses because they're not actually good for they're not good for your overall. They start to set beliefs for the world around you, and you start to hear and then as you start to develop a conscious mind, and when someone comes in and tells you, so that frames your belief system, these subconscious thoughts as a child, and then as you start to get older and the conscious mind starts to come in, things start to challenge your subconscious beliefs that you fight because you subconsciously have been told this is the way it needs to be, right? And like you said, it's a simple concept, but what they were teaching in this workshop was that the reason why they became so ingrained in you, like things like your views about money, like if you sit around as a child and all you hear is your parents talk about how little money they have, or you need to be
right.
You need to be happy for what you get, or do you think money grows on trees? Little phrases like this that we've all heard, and then we just and as you get older, you get to this limiting belief of what money is supposed to represent. Like I grew up in a world where money meant that people were bad. If you had money, you were an asshole. That's basically what I was taught. So, which I don't believe now, but it took time to get rid of that because I did believe that for a long period of time. But what they were teaching over this weekend was that how these viruses got put into your subconscious mind was through repetition. Through constantly hearing the same thing over and over and over again. So the only way to remove them is to produce new information that is repetitive. So if you were, for instance, we'll just use your coffee example only because you laid it out there so perfectly. Whether you planned it or not, I don't know. You're shifty. Anyway, exactly. So that's why I make a good team. She sets me up perfectly. It's like I'm going to spike the ball. Volleyball here. I'm just going to hammer this one down to the middle of the floor. So in the coffee scenario that you're referring to, is that you've over time, because you've drank so much coffee over the last 15, 20 years, 30 years, whatever you want to throw in there, and you've drank it a certain way, and it's always involved cream. So now in your subconscious, the only way you can drink coffee is with cream, period. So in order for you to fix that, if that's what you want to do, then you have to say it out loud, write it down. I love my coffee black. I love, so every morning if you got up and you wrote that down as an affirmation that you're going, so you write it down, say it out loud. So now you've written it down, so you've read it, it goes into your eyes, goes into your subconscious mind, or pardon me, your conscious mind, and it tries to deposit it in the subconscious mind. Well, the subconscious mind says, no, that doesn't work. Then you read it, or you say it out loud, so you hear it. Same thing, it goes into conscious mind, tries to deposit it. No, that doesn't work. And so what happens is, if you do that over and over again, eventually it says, well, maybe we do like coffee black. Do we like coffee black?
Yes, you do.
I've heard this before. I think we like coffee black. Yeah, go ahead, drink it black. And then you drink it black, and then now you're actually drinking it. So again, into the conscious mind. And as long as you're thinking without negatively about the flavor, the taste, the whatever, right, it will start to deposit into that subconscious mind that this is how we drink coffee. Yeah. And then it will become, just like if you ask somebody about if they drink black coffee, oh no, I only drink black coffee. That's what your subconscious mind says. You could drink it with cream and sugar. I don't like it with cream and sugar, but I can drink it. Right? So, but there's some people that just wouldn't possibly even pull it off, right? I don't drink it with cream and sugar. I don't drink it with sugar because I don't want the empty calories of sugar. That's a different thing altogether. Right. That's a good one. Right. Keep that one. If you have that one in your mind, keep that one. Because white sugar will kill you. No. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But they likened it to a beaten path, right? When you take the same path to, when you were a kid, you went to school and you took the same path all the time, and the grass is kind of worn down and there's no grass growing there because people walk that path all the time. So the grass can't grow. So then what happens is, in order for you to get rid of this pattern and this path in your brain, is you need to start to go a different direction. So you start to go over here. Well, what happens is you start to wear down the grass over here, slowly but surely. That's what writing it out and saying it out loud and, the affirmations, you keep going. And then what happens is over here, the grass starts to grow. And it starts to grow over the original, well, I drink my coffee. Like when you kick the sugar, like it starts to grow over. Well, no, I don't drink it. Now, for me, I wouldn't. When I put 2 cream in my sugar, in my coffee, it's not as enjoyable because I've become... I made a new groove. That 1 cream is what I like. The old groove of 2 has grown over, right? Anyway, so that I found fascinating. So,
yes,
so I'll just finish up by saying my mom made it to Toronto last night. She spent the night in a fancy hotel. She got vouchers for food and all kinds of other wonderful things, and she should be leaving for Charlottetown, I don't know, about 4 or 5 hours. So.
Okay. Very good. Okay. All right. Well, I know you have a full schedule today, so we won't hang out and have too much more time. But I think the concept of the captain of the crew is something we should talk about again.
I agree. We should plan for it to start from the beginning, and then we can maybe even have a little something we can share.
Okay.
Like an image or something.
Yes. Let's work on that. Let's work on that.
PowerPoint of some kind, maybe. Whatever.
Okay.
With some lines or something, a couple of circles. Mm-hmm. We're going to show the circles.
Anyway. All right. Well,
Natalie, have a remarkable day.
You too, and to everyone who is watching, have a great day. May your coffee be hot.
Or cold.
and your brew to your liking.
I totally agree. I mean, figure it out.
And
don't forget that you control the crew, but only if you develop the strength and leadership in your captain.
That's right.
Take that in the bank.
Yeah, yes, you can. And I do have to go to the bank today. So,
Well, there you go. Me too. So we'll go to the bank together. All right. So
okay.
everybody have yourself an awesome day. This is People Drinking Coffee, and you can find out more at peopledrinkingcoffee.com or on our Facebook page, People Drinking Coffee. Take care. Have yourself an awesome day. Bye.
Great day, everyone. Bye.